In this video, we are going to speak about human rights and social justice. What is human rights and social justice? It is the concept of ensuring safety and security for all the human beings. So the topics we are going to see is concept of the human rights and how it's classified and its importance. And some of the human rights and social justice concerns like inequality, injustice, oppression, social economic problems, political structures of Indian society and their effect on social development and ecology. Globalization and its impact on human rights. So what is the concept? Firstly, the human rights are commonly understood as those rights which are inherent in the mere fact of being a human. So it is being entitled to all the individuals born in this world. So it is categorized into two types, and they can be civil and political rights and economic, social and cultural rights. So what are human rights basically? It is inherent in all the human beings and they are inalienable, that is, which cannot be transferred from one person to another person, and the human rights are equally applicable to all. So the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is an universal declaration which is adopted by UN General Assembly in 1948, it is a first legal document, and it on 10th December 2023 it continues to be the foundation of all the international human rights law. It provides 30 articles as the building principles for the current and future human rights conventions, treaties and other legal instruments. The Human Rights Day is observed on the international community every year on 10th December. How the human rights are classified into? The human rights are inherent and interdependent on each other, and it's classified into civil and political rights and human rights, economic rights, cultural and social rights. What are civil and political rights? The rights that protect the life and personal liberty of a person are called civil rights. They are necessary to maintain the dignity of a person. These include rights like the right to life, liberty and security of the person. So some of the civil and political rights can be right to life, freedom from slavery, equality before the law, remedy from national tribunals, etc. Economic, cultural and social rights can be classified into right to social security, right to work and choice of employment, right to rest, right to standard living and health, right to education. So these rights are also called freedoms and guarantee a person the minimum necessities of the life. Why the human rights are important? Human rights provide the dignity and respect, equality and justice, freedom and liberty, safety and security. So some of the human rights concerns are inequality, injustice, oppression, socio-economic structures, political structures. What is inequality? Inequality refers to disparities in opportunities, resources and treatment among different groups of people. Injustice means it is an unfair treatment or violation of rights. Oppression involves the prolonged, cruel or unjust treatment or control over a group of people, often through the imposition of authority or power. Socioeconomic structures like the organizations of society based on economic factors like income, wealth, distribution, and social structures like caste, class, etc. The political structures are also some of the human rights concerns. They encompass the systems and processes through which political power is distributed. So what is globalization? Globalization means it encompasses a range of transformation of capital, commodity, services and workforce across international boundaries. They lead to big problems across the world. Globalization also promotes the cross-border exchange of related lifestyles, ideas, preferences, etc. So how the globalization can impact on human rights? Globalization has accelerated the expansion of international human rights. They surpass national boundaries and governmental frameworks. The evolving role and position of states. The state sovereignty is put into test by the globalization. It forces the government to put the interest of multinational corporations ahead of local needs. They make it harder for states to uphold the human rights, particularly when faced with pressure from outside governments and corporations. Free market dependence, consumerism, globalization and women, indigenous community rights, rights of workers and globalization.